Hello, it's been a long time. I'm technically 1 month late on updates, but I've got plenty of things to show, and without further ado, let's get right into it. First thing you will see is a brand new overhauled lobby. This is just a placeholder. It's supposed to represent the floor number that we're on. I think the font looks terrible, but before we get into that, we'll start at this corner. You might remember that these props used to be right in one of the rooms on this side, but I've since moved them out, so they still serve no purpose other than just for decoration. I've made the game mode elevator similar to the first Nuke Invasion. Opening, you will see a slightly modified GUI for compared to the settings. So you can see it's almost the same, but this is how the elevator looks like, and you can choose the game modes that you're going to change servers for example like hardcore, nightmare and all that. So for over here we have the tutorial level that I'll get into it in a little bit. But first room upgrade, which is the Moai temple, or sorry, not the station. It used to be down in that big room, but I've since moved it in here. I've taken inspiration from like Cyberpunk 2077 environmental arts, kind of like for reference inspiration and all that. So I built like a server room, and I've added some props over here, some of the guns, because it's an upgrading room after all. But everything else still works the same. You know, interacting this still the same. You might notice the name of the guns are slightly different. This is because I renamed all of the guns to kind of be like a bit generic, non-copyrightable, something like that. But they mostly are still the same, just different name change. The shop, I've since separated them into one single room. So you have the usual the gear shop.
Looking for anything special?
Everything's still the same.
Just what you need. Thanks, bye.
And we have the perk shop. I think you might have noticed that there is an issue with the closing. Yeah, this is not supposed to happen, but I'll fix it in a little bit. We still have the this slot where it used to be the frog guy shop. Has since changed to the class shop, which is Azur's shop. Basically everything is still the same. I just moved his entire building in here. Everything's the same. You can still talk to him. I've moved him back here to this corner. There was a few placement adjustments for his character because there was a bug where you could let's like interact with him, and you can open GUIs like the menu, which is not ideal, not a very good thing. But since I've since fixed it, so it's the same thing around. So let's for example, if I were to open the GUI, I'm unable to talk to any NPCs, which is really nice, so that the UI doesn't overlap and causes any issues. The repair shop, which is run by YOLO Bacon, has since received a minor improvement. The shop, you can see it's slightly expanded. I've added like refrigerators here. I've added kind of like the daily counter, you know, like where it shows like fresh goods. But in this case, it's scrap metal and some Nuke parts, some limbs, because it is the butcher and also the repair shop after all. But nothing too big has changed. The playroom, this is where the repair shop used to be. This is now occupied by Ares, which is the voting room. So you can see you can vote for the next expedition. So for example, like chapter 1, look successful, the difficulty and all that. If you just walk away, it despawns. Same thing, I just moved it over here. You can talk to Ares. There are a bunch of like kind of like consoles, terminals around. I just added them to fill up the room. If you glance really closely, you can see that the screens are indeed occupied by text, like walls of text. I took the time to type them out. So all of these are actually readable. Like there are contents you can read on them, but I'm not gonna go through them. They're just like tidbits of lore, things about the universe, the story, and all that. But most of them are just for decoration. And of course, you might have noticed that the ladder that used to be in the center of the lobby is now gone, and it's since been replaced with a teleporter, which this is one of those. If you remember, this is I forgot to turn off the Ken Collider. But if you remember, if you played Crossroads or any of the classic Roblox games, they have this kind of teleporter that will bring you to different games. I basically just took them, modified the color textures a bit. There is a gap right here. Yeah, I'll fix them later. But overall, I tried to use like different colors. Like you can see, like this is yellow, and this is also kind of like yellowish, to like indicate that this is something of this is being highlighted. Like this is important for the player to walk over and investigate, because compared to the entire room, it's made of dark colors, purple, compared to like bright blue and bright yellow. So it's kind of like contrasting colors. Very, very easy to like notice, hopefully, I guess. Over here we have the prototype, which is the gacha room. Nothing much changed, everything's still the same. You can see yeah, everything is still the same for this room. As for what has changed in this the giant expanded lobby, I've moved the Gavi down here. So Gavi used to be in the castle in one of the sniper towers, but he currently serves no purpose other than just being an NPC that you're able to talk to. If you remember, the Moai station used to be down here, but I've moved it. I've kept the equipment locker, like the inventory locker down here still, so you can use it if you want to. For now, I guess. Depending if I will remove it or not. I've added 1 or 2 extra NPCs. They are some of the server boosters for the Discord server. This is Myra. This is Razim, I think. Rakim. I'm sorry if I forgot. But they have been boosting the servers for a while, so I added them as like a thank you for supporting so early on. Not much has changed in this room really, aside from the logo. It used to be circle, but now it is square back. Some things that I wanted to show, if you take a look at the top left right here, is that I've compiled the buttons, the UI buttons, into like a long list of a burger stack. So if you remember that the perks and injuries used to have its own tab, but I've moved it in here, so it is put together with the profile settings and all that, and I've given like a hotkey indicator for PC users, so like you know which button to press to activate it quickly. There is a gap right there, I think, but I'll fix it later. And of course, quick chat, because if you haven't noticed, that Roblox has disabled quick chat. I have quick chat enabled in Studio, because sometimes it works in Studio, sometimes it doesn't. But for anyone who does not have chat like enabled or like verified and all that, you can use like this kind of like very generic game specific quick chats, I suppose, like attack this, defend this, I need money, I need scrap metal, I need healing, follow me, where's the objective, something like neutral, like well done, thanks. Just very, very generic. And of course you can press Z or Z for quick access. Aside from that, I think pretty much everything still remains the same. As I said, some of the guns have been renamed. Oops, I have not enough scrap metal, or I forgot to turn on the materials, which I'll show you right now. So I've just fixed some of the minor bugs, like the clipping break here, the gap on the top of the teleporter, the fade out GUI, which I'll fade out screen thing. As you can see, it fades out properly now. But aside from those, I want to show something more. So for example, this is how my inventory looks like at the moment. It's a bit colorful, but right now, as you can see, it's labeled according to the alphabet. So it's starting with A and then B and then C and so on and so forth. But you can see right now, almost all of the guns actually have some generic sounding name. Like this used to be called AR-15, so now it's ARX-15. These used to be called the AA-12, now it's AS-12. But most of them still have their identity. Like SCAR H, you can still tell it's the SCAR H. The AK is now the Vostok 47. But aside from those, you might have noticed about these, the element next to the level and as well as the tier. This is a bit cramped, but it's because I am using on I'm like recording in studio, so it's the resolution is a bit smaller. But if it's on like a proper resolution, it should be just in one straight line like this. But aside from those, as you can see, this is the AR-15 is on Blizzaria, which is ice, Bombastic Flames, which is fire, Omega Rainbow, which is the equivalent of kind of like energy, Platinum, which is just physical, like the normal element basically. Blue Steel is water, Sparkle Time is electric. Obviously the colors could be better, I feel like, but at the time, in this moment, I feel like they're quite easy to identify. But this is just like a different way to tell, to give information on like what gun or like what weapon like what element your weapon is. So you can like choose or like identify which weapon you need quicker. But aside from those, if you take a look at the stats, item tags as well as the stats right here, you can see. Okay, it's not in stats, it's in item tags. The element is displayed, and it's also a slash type weapon. So for something like the Lynx 50, you can see, okay, it's the sniper category. I should probably add like a identifier, like a semicolon or something to separate them, But you can see the element, you can see the sniper tag, you can see it's a gun. But for certain weapons, like certain kind of like different type of weapons, there are actually a few different weapon attack types, which I can show you in perks. Okay, this is easy to show. So we have Eerie, which is poison, Bombastic, which is fire, Sparkle Time electric, and so on and so forth. Blaze, this should be renamed to Blazzaria. I should rename that later on. Why is this cramped, Lamau? We have different types of gun damage, like sniper, shotgun. Why are there two shotguns, Lamau? Rifle, SMG, bow, special guns, blunt type, slash type, pierce type. So the idea is, if you've ever played games like Limbus Company, for example, or any general kind of like class type of games, basically all of the weapons have their own element and their own attack type. So the idea is to have really in-depth kind of like weapon builds, so you can spec into really specific element or like really specific element plus attack types. And noobs would have very specific resistance against specific types as well. So it forces you to really adapt on the go. Like depending on the on your encounter, you might have to change up your entire loadout so that you don't get you have to do a lot. You gotta do a lot of damage depending on your encounter. Is what I'm trying to say. But aside from those, not much has changed with the other perks. Almost all of them are still the same. I haven't changed too much in the loadout, but some other things that I want to show is the upgrade tab. I've filled in. Let's take pistol for example. Pack a punch. So you can see, okay, maybe this is not a good example. Let's try classic sword. Actually no, let's try a gun specifically. Because guns, all of the guns I've added so that, for example, let's take a look at weapon mastery. Okay, so previously, if you were to set by 10 intervals, you would only see like the level 11 upgrade, like the requirements for level 11. But now I've compiled it so that it shows you the requirement, like all of the resources that you need. This is just a placeholder, don't mind it. All of the resources that you need, including all of the improvements and all that, from your current level to your desired like target level. So it's basically a compilation of all of the requirements that you need. Why is this reversed? I gotta fix those. But basically, you can see it shows you all of the things that you would need to know, and some of the things that I've changed, as you can see, is the materials which I wanted to show you. Materials. I've added a few brand new materials. Napoleon block is one of them. This is intended to be the proficiency points that if you might remember from last video, last devlog, where this is basically used to upgrade your weapons specifically. So scrap metal, as you remember, or you might not, but whatever, scrap metal is used to buy session-based equipment, upgrades and whatnot. So it's only for things that doesn't save on when you leave. But Napoleon block is kind of like the permanent version of that. So it's like a permanent material. It saves when you leave, and it's used to upgrade your guns and so on and so forth. So all of these circuit boards, Zenwood, Classic Breaks, Silverthorn, they are used for upgrading your weapons. I've finally finalized all of their kind of like purpose, like what are they used for and so on. Some of them are obviously still on placeholder images. I've actually commissioned an artist, or I've commissioned a few artists actually, for different aspects or like different arts for the game, and the icons for all of the materials. I've actually commissioned an artist for all of them. So again, these four, obviously, like on blue tier, they are easier to get, and they are meant for upgrading your weapons, and most of them have like a tidbit of lore to them. All of these are also used for upgrading materials, weapons specifically. Almost all of these, I would say, is used for upgrading specifically. So none of them are used for shops anymore, aside from a few like green tier. So you have like the bounty script, which is like a currency that's in work in progress. So I plan to use this for like a gas faction based shop in the future, but for now it serves zero purpose in the game. Same with Isomers, it's just like a currency for the dummy faction. Organic thread, which is used for like accessory and cosmetics. Obviously it doesn't exist in the game as of right now, but all of these are just like placeholders. And yeah, that's about it. So not much change in terms of like materials and all that. I've only assigned a lot of like purpose to them. I finalized what they're used for, but I want to show you real quick. I wanted to show you that all of the gun upgrades, for example, like, so this is in Pack-a-Punch, which is the gun tier upgrade. So this is not the level upgrade, which goes up to 60. The tier, which is Pack-a-Punch, only goes up to 5. And what I wanted to show earlier was the placement, or like the placeholder values for all of the upgrades. So for example, like the first tier, you get like lesser spread, and the ammo is increased, the fire rate is increased, and so on and so forth. So all of this has been assigned to all of the guns currently in the game, and there are a few of them basically. You might remember from like a long time ago, I've made these kind of like daily reward screens, but at the time of making them, I didn't have the UI properly like scaled. So since then, I've added like kind of like aspect ratio, like scaling, fixing, and all that. Isn't that so cool? It fixed it's like proper sizing for all of the screens as well. So like for mobile, it's gonna be the same. Flashbang, it's so cool, by the way. So both of those are drawn by Bungerman, if you didn't know, who is also the artist for the Zoe Head sprite, which we will get to that in a bit. But for now, I wanted to show something that I added last time. So if you remember this, I added kind of like rotations to the like kind of like zoom in, zoom out for the banner item as well. But if you're on PC, you have the honor of rotating wherever you desire, however you desire actually, on the screen. You can drag it and it will show you however you want. So it's the same with this guy. So on any banner objects, you are able to do this. So it's kind of cool. Although you can kind of tell, oh, Blood Moon is here, we are so cooked. There is also another thing I wanted to show, but this is actually a very good time. So if there is a Blood Moon, as you can see, there was a text that kind of like float on top of the screen, telling you that you are so cooked. And I don't know if you can hear the thunder in my background because it's raining right now. But the Blood Moon also have risen. There's also like the text on the chat. But let's take a look at the teleporter. So if you exit, now it just looks like this. So all of these sniper towers now have no more hatches. It's been removed. So you spawn here, and as you might have noticed, if you teleport in between places, you don't fall, you don't trip anymore, because I've added a very cool code that just like fixes your rotation as you teleport, so you don't like flip and drop on the floor. And another thing that you might have noticed is that the side walls, so on the every wall aside from the main gate, now uses a ladder. So you can run up to them way faster compared to the ladder, which you have to like jump. As you can see, it's kind of wonky. Yeah, the map is not loaded because it's on debug right now. But another thing is, if you look up, you can see the Blood Moon flares. This is something I wanted to show. It's really cool. I basically modified Glucur's lens flare module. So it used to work on sun, like daytime as only, but now I've made it so that it works on nighttime as well. So you can see, obviously, it's following the colors as well. So if it's on like a normal day, normal night, I mean, it will be just like white because of the moon is white in the game. So it's gonna be following white color, or I think a bit yellow, I forgot. But if it's a blood moon, obviously, like right now, it's gonna be red. And I think it's super cool because it just like adds to the whole atmospheric feel of the game. And another few things that I want to show is obviously the Zoe dialogue. So I've added a few changes since. Not much has changed on the normal dialogue. So if you need a reminder, you can skip. So if you were to click on the dialogues, you can click on it and it will finish talking. And you can skip. If you were to hold up, sorry, give me a second. Okay, if you were to do on kind of like, you might remember like there are time-based dialogues. So this was intended to be used for kind of like cutscenes, like kind of like story progressions where you cannot skip. But I thought about like some people just don't want to read it at all, which is fair. So now you have the option to skip. You can literally just spam click it. so it just goes off really quicker. So the difference between the modded dialogue, which is the cutscene dialogue, is that it will automatically skip once the timer is up. So you can see like how many seconds are left, compared to something like this, where once you if you don't progress, if you don't do anything, it just stuck on their screen forever until you click on it. So those are the main difference, which I think it just adds a bit more to kind of like the player freedom, like the player controllability. Like you can do so much as the player, like change the game to how you want to play, that is. And speaking on this topic, some of the settings that I have added, one of them is the self-link tag, except it's on the GUI and the HUD, the HUD. So if you remember the self-link tag, if you close it, it disables the top head, the overhead GUI. But if you want to disable, the on-screen health bar and the EXP bar as well, you can now. So it is called the health bar and XP bar. So you just disable it and it is gone. You're like in full immersive mode. You don't get to see your HP at all, if you don't want to, I suppose. Yeah, so that's like the one thing I added really. But another thing that I want to show us also based on UI. I'm sorry if the screen is a bit red so you can't see really well, but I want to show you. So this is how the pistol looks on when you're damaging an enemy. So if I were to shoot this guy, you can see it's on 28 white color, because this is the element of the pistol is platinum, which is in other words like physical or like normal damage. But if you were to change it, right now I'm using the M16, you can see it's blue. So this is water, because it's on blue steel. So you can see it follows the element of the weapon. So if I were to use the classic sword, it's on purple, because this is on Omega. So, and on top of this, a few things I wanted to show is that if I updated the gore of the guns, the weapons. Actually, this is a bit distracting, sorry. Let me just change it so it's easier for you to see that it's white color now. So back then, how gore used to work is that once you kill some like an enemy, it will just like drop pieces or and blood on the floor. But now I've made it so that regardless on where you hit your enemy, so let's say I'm going to shoot his arm. Actually, do you think he's going to die? I don't think he's going to die. His HP is too beefy actually. I could just make him on like 100 HP or something. So I'm just gonna give him a moment. I'm gonna set him to 100 HP. Okay, so if I were to kill him, or if I were to shoot him on the arm, his arm breaks off. Really nice, really nice. But if I were to give him a headshot, oh, I just locked it on accident. I'm sorry, this might be a bit clunky because I did not account for the damage to the HP to be so high for the testing dummies. Oops. 100. Okay, I'm just gonna duplicate it a few times so that I can use them. Okay, so if I were to shoot this guy on the head, I get a really like nice headshot gore effect. And for melee, oh, it just breaks. Are you kidding me? Okay, at least it works on the normal dummy. But for melee, regardless of where you hit, it's always a head gore, and you get like this really satisfying sound effect, VFX, and of course the gore of the head just being decapitated. This is the same for all melee weapons. So only the guns, this gun specifically, okay, this one is easier to test. Regardless of where you shoot, it depends, not regardless, sorry. Guns are dependent on where you shoot. So if you shoot the arm, oh, that guy just got arm off. there. So if it's a body shot, it's always the arm breaking off. If it's a headshot, it's always the head being blown off. So for every body kill, it's always the arm, even if you shoot a leg. But for the head, it's always, the head. So back then there was a bug where the corpse, it wouldn't have any kind of gore parts on it, but now that it has, and it's fixed. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, sun is up, and as you can see, the sun has its own sun flare, which is white color. We're back in the lobby. There are a few things I wanted to show with the weapons rework. The melee specifically, as well as the gun actually. Both of them has some reworks done to them. But if you look at the left side of the screen, because so this is how the controls for the PC looks like. So it tells you, obviously left click to attack, right click is now for block, which used to not exist for the game, the system. So blocking reduces a specific percentage of your incoming damage. So you can take a look in your perks actually. So it's actually down here in block damage percentage. So every incoming damage is reduced by 40%, except status effects. And also, I fixed the double shotgun damage. It's actually just pistol. I just didn't change the name. But if you remember, the gun, your melee weapon, used to be able to parry by timing attacks specifically. The feature is still in the game, obviously, but it's reserved for specific weapons now, compared to before, where all melee weapons are able to do parry, kind of like combat initiation. But now, all of the weapons, or most of them, relies on timing your blocks. So if you were to time blocks, you have a very small window of opportunity to parry attacks, which I'll show you in a bit. And afterwards, it just becomes regular block damage. So for certain weapons, like the Dark Heart specifically, this weapon still has the parry on M1. So if you were to time your M1 attacks, you are able to parry attacks, which is kind of like combat initiation. And on the same topic of the gacha, frame, I want to show you the animation. So yeah, you can see the walking animation is so much smoother now. Oh, thanks, game. Right. So aside from those, I wanted to show guns. So guns has received a minor change as well. Take out any gun, you are able to crouch by pressing C on PC. Yeah, so I'll show the mobile layout in a bit, but this is how it looks like on PC. And obviously, as you might have probably guessed it yourself, crouching makes your accuracy way more accurate. So you can't really see it right now. Oh, when you are crouched, okay, never mind. It's just a visual bug, I guess. But it's slightly more accurate, I would say. That's about it. But you can still crouch. I think it's cool. It works for almost every gun. So certain guns, like the Ocelot revolver, you are unable to crouch. So you get this prompt that you cannot crouch. And if you were to, let's say you were to crouch and then you switch to a gun that you cannot crouch, you just, return back to your normal state. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the crouching mechanic. I think it's really cool. I think it's a really nice addition. Is it necessary? Probably not, but I like that. I think it's cool. So before we move on to the mobile layout, there's a few more things I just want to show you with the melee specifically. So if you were to hold down M1, you get a lunge attack, which is super cool. I always wanted more like kind of like controls with the melee. So pressing like normal, just M1 gives you like swing attacks. Obviously, like you can chain your combos, the basic M1 combos, and holding just gives you a straight heavy lunge attack. So I want to show you the enemy, like the blocking, parry, and all that. Oops. There you go. There you go. So basically just press M2 and time your timing. If you don't, you just reduce damage. So I'm going to show you how much damage I take on like a normal hit. Oops, I dodged it, thanks. 12 damage, 32 damage if I were to block it. 5, and 12. So you can see the difference, and I'm about to die actually. But another thing that I want to show is that materials. So if I were to shoot this guy, you can see the UI. I'm going to do one more time with a different NPC, a test dummy. If you were to get materials from a KO right now, you can see the animation flows way much more smoother now compared to before, where it would like kind of like overlap. So I think it's really cool. And of course, like you get the addition number as well as the total number of materials you have down there. So I think it's super nice, super smooth. The flow is nice. Feels kind of like Destiny 2-ish, if you know what I'm saying. Back to the game. I don't know why I'm naked. That's so funny. But that's not the point. The point is, for some certain GUI, like or like shops, for example, the Moai Pack-a-Punch station. Back then, you would see your character when you are interacting with the GUI. But now, I made it so that when you are interacting with the GUI, your character and as well as every other player in the server currently becomes invisible. So if you were to close it, you just return back. Oh, my clothes are back. So it's the same for most of the GUI, same as the shop, for example. So let's say somebody is intentionally blocking the NPC. So if you were to open it, he's gone. You're gone. So I think it's really kind of like a quality of life thing. So like you don't really block anybody's view and nobody blocks your view as well. Garvey Cola, as well as a low poly textured burger. I made this with Garvey. Garvey made the texture for this one. It's a bit low quality, I ain't gonna lie, but it's kind of cool. Anyway, oh, you can pet kittens now. You don't really like, oh, dang, bruh. You don't really get any like animation. They just kind of like react with like a sound. I don't know if you can hear it. But let me turn the volume up a bit. Maybe you can hear it. I don't know, me turning up the volume affects the video capture or not, but you can certainly hear this guy. But yeah, you can hear the cats. So it's just kind of like spam them. Another thing I wanted to show, that you can kind of hear this ambient. So back then, even if you were to turn off your sound effects, it wouldn't turn off. But now I made it so that it would turn off with the sound effect as well. So I think it's like a really cool minor thing. And another thing I want to show with the melee, I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. Which I'll get into the mobile buttons in a bit. Oh, I don't have my speed coil anymore, bruh. Oh, the statues. Yeah, I've made it so all statues, like all of the different statues in the game currently, have kind of like this like different color aspect or like highlighted part, I would say, to all of the statue. So for my statue specifically, kind of sounds kind of narcissistic, but that's not the point. The point is the idea of giving them kind of like gem-like stone, or like it's kind of like to invoke the artifact feel in the statue. Like, oh, this statue is just a statue, but it's holding an artifact, and so hence the name, Artifact HP. So you're not like necessarily protecting the castle, it's like the castle is protecting the artifact, and you are protecting the castle, so that you can protect the artifact. It's kind of like baked into the law. Like, oh, you know, you're just not protecting random castle. Because we thought about this, you know, me and the devs, the team and I, we thought about like, why should we be like protect a random castle out of nowhere, and like, why are there so many castles in like Sandgraph bases? So we came up with the idea of like, oh, there are numerous castles that are like protecting these artifacts that we could use in story, I guess. So that's why we are, you know, like playing across different maps, different castles, different like stages and all that. But I want to show something, and that is the durability. So as you can see, now I'm blocking currently, so, and you can see that my sword is on 95. It's gonna become 94 if I don't die. 94, that. So blocking and parrying reduces your durability as well. And I just got into these the down state, but I should turn this off for debug actually. But time for mobile. Hi, so for guns on crouch, you are able to see a crouch button. So that's kind of it. Just like for mobile, there's like a crouch button. And if you might have noticed, okay, I don't have the GUI here because it's kind of funky sometimes. It kind of detects that I am on I'm on PC because I am running on PC. But I wanted to show you. I think it's way easier if I just show you through Studio. But give me a moment as I open the HUD. Okay, so as you can see on the right side right here, this is how the sprinting button looks like right now for mobile players. So it's no longer how the Noob Invasion button looks like, where it's like kind of like semi-transparent with like a very funky noob running animation. Now it's kind of like more on theme with the game, I would say, because everything's kind of like modern-ish, sleek, black and white monochrome and all that. And if you were to use the melee on mobile, I don't know if I have the controls here actually. Yeah, this is the control. So if you were to use melee on mobile, this is the attack controls basically. You are able to see the attack button, the block button, and so if you were to hold down on the attack, which is basically the equivalent to holding M1 down on, you know, keyboard and mouse. So this is everything like kind of like sidebar for mobile. So everything, if you were to use mobile specifically, all of your tool tips, kind of like the rotation for the building, if you remember that, it's going to be on the right side. But if you were playing on keyboard and mouse, it's going to be on your left side, which you might remember from a bit earlier. Hopefully you're not just listening to this, Lamau. You can visualize it's basically on your left side. So it just changes from left to right, right to left and all that. And the buttons for your melee abilities are still the same. It's still on the top right here. Basically, I just added kind of like a full control scheme for melee weapons. So one last thing before we wrap up the this time's devlog is that I wanted to share to you that the official demo is coming up pretty soon. I would say it's you know, on the horizons is what I'm trying to say. But the first step is, or like the current step, I guess, the current progress is to finish the tutorial. So as you can see, once you load into the game at the first time, you get this GUI screen, try out tutorial level, which is basically the story chapter 0. And it's going to teach you all of the basic mechanics, all of the basic lore as well. You can skip it, which is why there's an option to cancel and you don't want it. You can always replay it in here, the elevator. But if you were to go to help, you are able to see the tutorial here as well. I made this screen a while ago. It's so funky actually, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it for now. Yeah, basically, so you are able to enter the tutorial from here as well. clicking this is going to prompt you just go straight to the tutorial level. But if you were to click yes, which I will show you in a bit, so I've gathered a few fixes. If you were to click help tutorial, you get the same prompt as when you are just freshly join the game. So if you click OK, you will just get teleported. Yeah, that's about it. Another thing I want to show real quick, because I am not going to get teleported, it's going to turn into an arrow because I'm in the studio, which I think is super cool. One of the coolest thing I've made, actually. Oops, bro. I had to manually sync the lyrics. So I've used Ruby's song, which is RWBY. In case you don't know, I'm just gonna open the credits real quick. Right down here, music. So Ruby, the song, I used season 1's and season 2's song just for demo for now, obviously, which is sang by Jeff Williams and his daughter Cassie Lee Williams. Super amazing song, by the way. But I basically made a music handler, like music handler, along with working lyrics. So I am going to show you. I think it's synced to the chorus. Basically, I made it so that if a song has vocals, I could manually sync the lyrics so that you'll be able to see the lyrics as you are playing or like fighting a boss, which I think is one of the most underrated features that, like, something I could have done for Nuke Invasion long time ago, but I never had the resource or like the ability to do so until now. So using like some, like, for example, like Ruby's rock song with like really good like fight music that also comes with lyrics, I am able to prompt it to the players as they are fighting, which I think I should probably add like a setting to turn this off if you don't want it. But I think it's just so cool, being able to see the lyrics and like being able to understand what the song is about when you are fighting the boss. But of course, if you don't really care, you can just turn the music off. Gone. You hear nothing. But you're still gonna get the lyrics. And aside from that, any song playing, you will get like a system notification on the chat saying like, oh, what the song is playing right now. But in case you're wondering, the song is called Red Like Roses Part 2. That's actually Part 1 and Part 2. Part 1 is just full on musical, and then Part 2 is the heavy rock, kind of like with vocals and all that. Again, super good song, super good series. At the start, I guess it fell off afterwards, but check it out. Check out the song; it's super good. Check out the artist if you want to. And I want to show you now a little bit more about the tutorial. So I have just enabled the tutorial server. So this is what it's going to look like when you are loading into a tutorial server once you click yes on the elevator and all that. So you still have your normal loading screen, and then you have a very short loading map screen. Just give it a bit of time. And this uses the same map loading technique as the main game has, where it loads the map chunk by chunk, so it doesn't crash your system instantly, even if you're running on like low-end devices like mobile and all that. It just makes sure the whole map is like loaded by chunk, gives your system enough time to react. But basically, this is how it looks like if you are in a campaign. Everything is still the same. You're still able to access chat, systems and all that. Everything is still the same. Obviously the tools are like on debug mode right now, but this is the start of the tutorial, which I'm gonna be honest, aside from here, I have not done anything beyond this point. But again, the demo will be out along with the tutorial level completed, so you'll be able to play the tutorial. Maybe a little bit of like the base game, which you can expect by the next devlog. Give it a month ish of time. I'm gonna try to complete it as soon as I can, with my limited time and all that. Finals coming up and all, you know the deal. Blah blah blah. But if you didn't know this, the top bar has been disabled for immersive purposes. I've kept the GUI, the screen GUI health bar on, so like you know how much HP you have compared to like the overhead health bar, because it's kind of like distracting and it's kind of like goofy. But everything else is relatively still the same. Some of the like optional GUI, like the chat, the player leaderboard, you can disable it by yourself if you want to. If you don't want to, you want to keep it on, it's fine as well. But I've basically disabled most of the on-screen GUI for like immersive purposes, experiences and all that. Yep, that's about it. Oh, yeah, you are playing as Zoe for the tutorial. If you didn't notice, this is Zoe. This is how she looks like before she gets wounded, with the bandage and all that. I plan to make so that you would have checkpoints in the tutorial, so that even if you do die, in the off chance that you, for some reason you die, you will be able to respawn back at the checkpoint, or depending on how I code the tutorial stage later on, you might not die at all. You might just be invincible, but it really depends. Yep. Again, join Discord if you want to follow updates. I know it's this update has taken a long time to come, but all of the features that I just showcased earlier took a lot of time. I also slacked off a lot of time actually. But yada yada. Thanks for being patient. See you in the next devlog.